Coach Nate Oats on with us. Coach, we're not media. We're just a bunch of old dumb coaches. So we appreciate you taking time to be on with us. We know how busy you are. Good morning and welcome to Tuscaloosa.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, you don't conversation with you yesterday. You don't sound too much like media. So I'm sure people like listening to your show.
Dad, go ahead. We got Coach Oats on.
Well, I had a good visit with him yesterday. He knows I'm not media because we had a nice visit yesterday, and we're not going to discuss what we talked about there. Congratulations on your job, and I know that you're excited, and I know it's hard for you. And actually, we should be having you on the show. You should be, we shouldn't do that to you, but I think Barry got you on.
I don't mind.
I didn't try to get you on, that's for sure.
No, I don't mind. They told me everybody talked about your show. I've heard about both you guys. Obviously, I've known about you, Coach, from growing up as a basketball junkie, but I've also heard somebody forwarded me you guys' numbers before I even got here. So I'm glad to get on.
Yeah, that was probably my guy, Darren Spino. Coach,
I'm just going to ask you. I'm going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you questions that you don't want to answer. I'm going to ask you style of play. I'm going to ask you a little bit about what you're going to do on both ends of the floor. Not anything in detail at all. Just what if you can get the right people, how you would like to play on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I mean we typically are straight man-to-man defense, but we try to get into it and pressure the ball really hard. If you watched our Arizona game 2 seasons ago, or our Arizona State game this last year, those are the ones where, they don't quite play that way in the Pac-12. So I think when we got into them, they were trying to get the ball inside the DeAndre Ayton and Ristic, 2 7-footers they had. They just weren't able to do it because our guards were into the ball so much. So I want to do that. I want to get guys up in the ball, pressure the ball, play hard on the ball, but not. I don't want to be gambling and giving up layups, and I don't want to be stupid with it. But we want to play hard, and then offensively we play fast. We were number 1 in the country this year in transition points per game. We were 5th in scoring, 4th last year in scoring. So we get up and down. Our pace of play, I think, is 3rd in the country if you look at KenPom. So it's going to be a fast, hopefully exciting style of play that people embrace and want to come watch.
We're talking with Coach Oats. Coach, I was trying to think about you and your family, your wife. You guys climb on a plane. You've never been to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You get in here. Greg Byrne, I guess, meets you the next morning. And, man, you drive down through this campus, which I think is just an absolutely beautiful campus. You go down and go past Denny Chimes and Bryant Denny Stadium. What was going through your mind and I know this is a whirlwind for you, just riding through and seeing this place for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, you see pictures of it, and obviously every time, ESPN or ABC or whoever has the Saturday football game on, you get to see they show pretty good shots of the place, and you talk to people, and a lot of people I've talked to, this is their favorite college campus, so you've got a pretty good idea of what you expect when you come down here, but it was even better than I thought. Greg's driving me through at 7 in the morning, outside the president's mansion. Got the capstone, what do you call them, the capstone men and women?
Yeah,
it was kind of crazy. At 7 in the morning, they're already out there all in their uniforms and garb and looking sharp. I mean, it's everything you'd think of a southern charm, southern hospitality, everything. I mean, it's outstanding. My wife's really into gardening and all the big trees and everything. I mean, it's a great place. The whole family's excited to be here. Obviously, it's a little bit tough. We got 3 girls and moving them away from their friends, but everybody was really friendly to them for the 2 days they were here.
Coach, you had your first player meeting, I think, yesterday, and I think that's a process when you come in. Hey, they don't know you, you don't know them. You guys will get on the court next week. You'll start trying to build relationship with those guys, and I think it generally goes well. You can generally energize teams with change. Just talk about how that went and what your plans are for next week with these guys.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it was a short meeting, 15 minutes or so. I just kind of gave them a quick background on me and where I came from and what our plans were for them, and just let them know that I'd be setting up individual meetings, kind of let them know what the expectation levels were, what what we expect out of them for this next month. And I told them we'd break stuff up. Let's set some goals. Let's get better over the next month. Then we're gonna, they'll be able to go home for summer, and then we'll reconvene. And now you're able to work guys out in the summer, and we'll set some more goals and get better over the summer, and then we'll do the same in the fall before we get going. I told them if we're planning on winning games in the SEC, you're gonna have to do that right now. You can't wait to start working hard in next December, January when SEC play starts. Like that. I told them we were at Buffalo. We didn't beat Arizona on March, whatever the day it was. We beat Arizona last year, or Arizona State. We beat them on a random day in, April, May, June, July, August, when we outworked them. So we got to get the same mentality here, and we got to start outworking people, and we got to get rolling here.
Yep, Dab.
Recruiting wise, I know that the 3 kids have been signed by the university. I don't know anything about them because I don't stick my nose into that business anymore. But based on the kids that you have looked at for your program and the kids that you're continuing to look at, do you feel like that you could add to that if you have some vacancies, and you probably will? Do you feel like it's going to go okay for you this year to start off with?
Yeah, we've got some kids really interested. So we, and obviously there's with the new transfer portal and the way things work, we are going to have some vacancies. We're trying really hard to keep Kyra, and we flew up to Huntsville and sat down with his parents last night, and we've met with them. So we're going to work hard there. But when we have the vacancies, and we're already planning on having some, we're talking to people. We're on the phone with kids. I talked to all 3 of those signees last night. I can't tell you who else I talked to for NCAA violations, but because those kids have signed, we can talk about them. So they've got me doing all the media stuff, but at night we got to field a competitive roster. So we're getting after it already, and I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to get some talented players in here. They've already got a lot of talented players in here, and we're going to work with the guys that are here and add, hopefully keep all 3 of the signees. We had great conversations with all of them and talked to some of the parents, and we're gonna keep working at it. It's this first month is going to be a whirlwind, and we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, I know everybody wants to ask you about staff, and I know you don't really know. You want to see, hey, you had guys at Buffalo that did a great job for you. You want to give that time to play out. I think the difficult thing, sometimes you have to leave guys behind. And I think, we're coaches, we understand sometimes you can't keep everybody. When do you anticipate that Buffalo thing playing out, and then maybe trying to put this staff together?
Yeah, so I just talked to the AD up there yesterday, and obviously I'd like to see that program continue to rise and them continue to build what we started there. So, I'm putting my 2 cents in when he wants it. I'm not going to overstep my bounds there, though. But his plan now is hopefully they have a coach before the Final Four, so hopefully they're able to do that. And yeah, you're dead on. As a human being and a man, you don't want the guys that helped you get to this point, you don't want to leave them out there. But, at this point, I'm the head coach at Alabama, and I have to do what's best for Alabama basketball. So sometimes there's some hard decisions to be made with regards to that. And I interviewed the guys here that are on staff, and it's just impossible to keep everybody. You can't take everybody from Buffalo and everybody from here, and you can't do that. So, the guys here understood that I'm in a tough spot, and they get it. I mean, this business, you don't get in this business for job security, that's for sure. So it's kind of part of the business. We're just going to have to work through it, and some tough decisions will have to be made, but I don't want to make them rashly and quickly. I want to have some time to digest it, get to know some people, and which may make it harder, to be honest with you, because I think they're all pretty good people here. But yeah, I'd like to be able to give it some time and use a little wisdom with making these decisions.
What about
the one thing I can help you with is your schedule, because I'm big on scheduling, and I was very, very careful with mine. The SEC, with the thing that you don't realize is that because football carries the bus in the SEC 14-team league, the 18-game round robin schedule is quite different. So I will never bother you about anything. But if you ever need,
come on, hey Barry, we Barry, can we get him to come out of retirement? We just give the title of scheduling coordinator.
Let me just say this: doing the schedule for him is not real easy. I'd go in there and say, "Hey, Dad, let's play Jacksonville." Jacksonville, they got 3 guys back from last year. Or can we play Indiana State? Larry Bird played there. Well, what does that got to do with it? So he's not the easiest guy to schedule for.
Wasn't that bad, but I do know scheduling.
He's the guru. Coach, the strength and conditioning program, I thought when Dad was here, they had some guys that would absolutely mash you in there and build toughness in there. And those guys get to spend probably more time with them sometimes in the off season than you do. What is your thoughts there? Do you have a guy you may bring, or is that open? Where are you with that?
You know what? That's one of the spots that is open right now. I thought we had a great guy at Buffalo. I actually hired him. We made a change while I was there. A guy named Mike Snowden was at VCU and got great recommendations out of that place. And he was in the Navy for 7 years. So that you also need discipline from that spot. Those are the guys that typically handle, some of the issues, especially if you're out on the road recruiting. You're right, they're here all the time. So that's a big spot. I've got, some other guys that have been brought up to me. But I don't want to rush into anything.
Sure.
So I'm, and too, we've got arguably the best strength and conditioning coach in America right here, Scott Cochran. So he oversees all strength and conditioning. So he's going to be involved with the whole situation as well. So, we're going to figure it out. But I agree with you. They're a really important position because they do have access, especially in the off season, to the guys more than the coaches do.
Yeah, that.
No, I don't really have anything else. I think we need to let him go.
You probably got a couple messages on your phone, a couple FedExes coming in.
Let's don't wear him out the first time.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys that keeps the voicemails and the texts and the emails at 0 as much as possible. I almost hit 1,000 texts, and there's no way I'm going to be able to return them all. So,
no.
It's just impossible. But before I get off, Barry, Steve Prohm said to tell you hello. He's a good friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he spoke super highly of you, and I think everybody that's been at Alabama loves Alabama.
They do.
Everybody that's been
they
here
do.
really loves it.
They do. I've had 2 kids graduate from here, so they've done. Now, when you get back here, you get settled in. We'll let you know the best places to get the barbecue and the sweet tea now, and you're going to love the winters here compared to Buffalo. I will tell you that, Coach.
Yeah, I think you're right. Although we went out snowmobiling up there a little bit, so I didn't mind that. But yeah, I think the overall 4 or 5 months of it, we can do without some of that snow. So the summers here, I heard, are a little hot though.
Yeah, let me give you a piece of advice: sell the snowmobile, bring the boat. All right, you won't need the snowmobile down here.
All right, we'll get the boat down here. We'll get the boat down here and leave the snowmobiles.
Yeah, Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck to you.
All right, thanks, Webb. Thanks, Barry. Appreciate you guys.